Well, exciting things are happening in Indianapolis as 21 chimpanzees and a new space to play at the zoo. Here now is Public Relations Specialist for the Indianapolis Zoo, Cody Maddox. Welcome, Cody.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Appreciate you bringing your little friend here.
Absolutely. Nice little go ready for the show.
Ready for the show, and you guys have quite the show.
Absolutely.
I was going to say it's monkey business, but we're not talking about monkeys. These
No
are
monkeys.
apes,
These
chimpanzees.
apes. Yep, absolutely.
You guys have that new installation, that new habitat.
Oh yeah, so it's amazing that we're finally here at this moment. It's been a project in the works for, I want to say, about 5 years now, and we're just about close to the finish line. Memorial Day weekend is the grand opening of the International Chimpanzee Complex. We're super excited for it, and as you mentioned before, 21 chimpanzees. They're all getting acclimated to their new surroundings now. We've had smaller groups sort of going around, seeking out the new buildings. They're seeing the trails for the first time that connects all buildings over there, and people are already getting a sneak preview of it. They're seeing the chimpanzees out, and they couldn't be more excited, and now come Memorial Day weekend they get to meet all 21 of them at once.
That is so cool, and I bet the chimps are pretty excited about this space because it's one of the largest in the country, 9,600 square feet, and it can hold up to 30 residents.
Potential up to 30, so we have 21 now, and will there be like little tiny baby chimps along the way? I mean, it's possible. Time will tell. But yes, this is one of the largest chimpanzee zoo habitats in the entire country. 9,600 square feet. The connecting trail, the overhead that connects all three buildings, stretches a quarter-mile long, and there are parts where it is directly overhead of guests, so they can look directly up and
the chimps are actually climbing overhead.
They're walking overhead. Some of them they like to people watch, so they'll hang out. They'll plop right down. They'll just hang out and they're just watching.
That's the kicker right there. We think the chimpanzees are in the zoo, but the chimpanzees are actually watching all the people at the zoo.
Exactly right.
It's a twist. I like that.
Exactly.
Now this is brand new and it's quite impressive. You guys have put the latest and the greatest in technology. Tell us a little bit about like what you guys have installed here.
Yeah, so everything that the complex represents, it's to create that functional naturalism of a chimpanzee being in the wild. While it may not be a direct representation of being in the wild, but it does sort of create that atmosphere and the functionality of a chimp being in the wild, because the purpose of the complex is to allow chimpanzees to be chimpanzees. A great example is the overhead trail. Like the way that it's designed is to recreate like how chimpanzees will move in the wild, because they move in that sort of single file formation, like within a community of each other. Because another great aspect of the creation of the complex is keeping them together, because one thing that a lot of people don't know about chimpanzees is they thrive in a community, whereas opposite of the orangutans that we also have at the zoo, they're more solitary. So they can live by themselves and they're perfectly fine.
So the chimpanzees, they're social creatures.
Exactly. So they thrive in social settings, they thrive in being in a community, and allowing the trail and the buildings, it gives the chimpanzees choice. So they can choose where they want to go, who they want to be with. Again, it's all about chimpanzees being chimpanzees.
And you get to kind of see how their social behavior plays out.
Exactly right.
What groups form and how they kind of come together.
Exactly right.
As you mentioned earlier, this is opening up. The grand opening is going to be on Memorial Day weekend, which is coming up here in just a couple days.
It's hard to believe it's already here.
Can't believe it's already here. So, you know, make your way out to the zoo. But you guys have, you know, warmer weather.
Yes.
A lot of the animals are going to be more active and coming out. Let's talk about what's ahead this summer.
Yes. So warmer weather means more active animals. A lot of our animals are currently out right now. Some of our biggest hits that we've had a lot of baby animals being born here recently in the past few months. Our elephant calf Jabari, he and his mom are now out exploring the areas. We have our baby giraffe Mawazi, and then we have our recent birth, the rhino calf Zola. She actually just made her first public debut this week. So she's now out. She's ready for everybody to come pay her a visit. And then, of course, on top of that, the chimpanzees, they're getting out. They're exploring the outdoor centers of the complex. They're exploring the trail. Like this summer, it's definitely a big one for guests.
That's awesome. Well, and what great weather to come out and as things are warming up, see all the animals, see the baby animals, and definitely visit the chimpanzees in their new habitat. If you want to learn more about planning your visit to the Indianapolis Zoo, just head over to ciLiving.tv after today's show.